Welcome to Eternal Monday. Today is a new episode of First Drafts. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done our last First Drafts. This week I bring two very new decks, very fun decks, I think, to the format. We have here Blissey V. My friend here is going to be piloting Blissey V, and I'll be piloting Celebi Grassbox. They're two very new decks. These are both my own lists. They are both first drafts, so they could function beautifully, or they could be catastrophic failures. This is the nature of first drafts. The way Celebi is going to work, this is Celebi Prime from Triumphant. It has the Pokepower Forest Breath. Once during your turn before your attack, if Celebi is your active Pokemon, you may attach a Grass Energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. So get some energy acceleration through Celebi, which is why the deck is named after Celebi, because it's Celebi's Grass Box. In this deck, we are running the Delcatty engine, which is not an engine that sees a ton of play in Eternal, unfortunately. But I want to see if it'll work in this deck, so we're going to give it a shot. We have Energy Draw. So Energy Draw says that you can discard an energy card from your hand and draw 3 cards. So that's fairly good. We want to get those energy back because we aren't running a ton of them. So we do have Power Circulation, where we can discard a card from our hand and draw or get 2 energy back from the discard pile. But we also have access to Delcatty's Search for Friends, which lets us recover a couple of supporter cards from the discard pile when we evolve into this Delcatty. So we have 3 different Delcatty, all of which can be useful in different situations. Just gonna figure out whether or not those situations actually happen in the game. Our next big friends here are Toedscruel. Toedscruel is also a big part of this deck. We have Slime Mold Colony that prevents our opponents from putting any cards from their discard pile into their hands via ability or trainer card. So they can't, for example, recover something with like Night Stretcher, which is pretty beautiful. We have Toedscruel EX. Toedscruel EX has an effect that says prevent all effects of an attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. Sorry, done to all your Pokemon that have energy attached. So basically you're shielding your Pokemon with the effect of Protected Mycelium. And then Colony Rush is its attack and is the main attack of this deck also. It does 80 plus damage. This deck does 40 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon that has any grass energy attached. So you're trying to get grass energy all over your board as fast as possible, which Celebi should help with. And finally, we have a new Toedscruel coming out, presumably in Prismatic Evolutions. We don't know for certain just yet. But this Toedscruel has the effect that says, or has the ability called Forest Path. As long as the Pokemon is on your bench, your active Pokemon's retreat cost is 2 less. We've seen this type of ability before on stuff like Beware, and it's very useful for this deck, of course, because Celebi is then able to retreat for free. Your Toedscruel can retreat for free. Basically, every really important Pokemon in your deck can just retreat for free, which is awesome. On the Blissey side of things, we have a Blissey V as our main attacker. Blissey V, of course, is super important here. It does have an ability which is a little less relevant, but it says whenever you attach an energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, it recovers from all special conditions. So you're not going to be paralyzing this Blissey. You just attach an energy to it, and it recovers. And then it has Blissful Blast. This attack does 30 more damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. It does do 10 base damage, to keep that in mind. And then if you did any damage with this attack, you may attach up to 3 energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon, which is cool because we have access to stuff like Double Colorless Energy and Powerful Colorless Energy. Many of you will already know what Double Colorless Energy is. It's very common in this format. It's been common in a lot of formats. Basically, it's 2 colors energy. There's no downside like Twin Energy or Double Turbo Energy. It's just 2 colors energy. It's straightforward. Very powerful effect. Speaking of powerful colorless energy boosts the damage of the Pokemon it's attached to, the colorless Pokemon it's attached to be clear, yes, by 30. So, by 20, which is basically a muscle band in an energy attachment.
Yeah.
So if you're able to get a couple of them onto Blissey, plus 40, which is amazing for boosting your damage when just having this on Blissey is already boosting your damage because of Blissful Blast. For the engine in this deck, we're choosing to use Noctowl and Staraptor FB level X. So Noctowl you're going to be familiar with from Standard. Noctowl, of course, has that Jewel Seeker ability that lets it find a couple of trainer cards in your deck, so long as you have a Terra Pokemon in play. This deck does play Terrapagos, so it's able to make use of that. And then finally, Staraptor FB level X has come into a few decks here lately in the Eternal format with its Fast Call ability, something you probably are familiar with if you have played with the Gallade at all in some of the early drafts of the Gardevoir decks, back when Gardevoir EX was first coming into the format. Basically, every single turn, you can say, hey, I have a supporter I want in my deck, let me go get that supporter. And that's Fast Call. So we're going to get shuffled up, and then we will be right back for the first games for these decks. Heads or tails?
Tails. I'll go second again.
I thought that was. I did that. We go second. Okay. Draw for turn. Ooh, I'll take that. Buddy Puffin.
Hey, top deck. Yep. Yep.
Just gonna.
Oh.
I'm gonna switch it up like Nintendo.
Dun, 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 dun. Playing two kitties. Nice.
Yeah.
Ah.
Now, sorry.
Okay.
That makes more sense, I think.
Yeah.
At least you started with instead of Blissey. That makes me somewhat happy, actually.
I did a day. I was like, give me my Blissey. I want Blissey.
Nah, it's pretty Blissey. Your Blissey can get stuck for life in a Pokemon Center.
Yeah. I'd rather heal Pokemon than give it a nice beat down, yeah.
Steve.
Thank you. I actually needed that.
The pass?
No. The card I just drew, the top deck I just drew, it's pretty funny. All right. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Doing your price check now?
Yes, I'm doing price checking, and then I will get. Yeah, that's what I want to do now. I'll do. And Rotom to get the Raptor at FB.
What else you got?
That's about it, and then I'm still gonna go back in.
You can't get Hoo or Noctowl or nothing?
Well, here's. I already have all those things. Winona. To get Blissey. Galapagos.
Busted.
Yeah, it is busted. And another Blissey.
You already have the Skyfield?
I do not.
don't know if I would put down a second Blissey without Skyfield.
Yeah, I'll just put this back into hand. You powerful energy. And then do send back.
Which does what?
You switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, and since this is a normal, it also does 20 damage.
It does not.
Okay. Well,
you have to do damage to add damage.
Okay. Well, then I'll just.
I'm forced to switch.
Yeah, you're forced to switch with your active.
Okay.
Hey. Welcome to the club.
Energy draw for 3. Forest Breath.
Mm-hmm.
Evolution Incense.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. I will.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel Seeker.
And your Terra Pokemon play is Terrapagos, so it is live.
It's live. It's alive! Get that. And that.
Seems reasonable.
Play that.
Mm-hmm.
Goose Mahala.
So you got yourself Bravery Charm and Jet Energy.
Yes.
You're going to Jet Energy the Blissey the active, throw the Bravery Charm on it and knock out Celebi.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not even enough to, right? I'd only do 40. Yeah. 40.
Then I will Jet Energy.
Uh-huh.
That. Play down that. And Blissful Blast for 40, which there are no targets.
Okay. Draft turn. Arvin. Hallelujah. Not gonna lie, hallelujah.
Was that the bottom card?
It was the bottom card. I saw it and I was like, that card's coming for playing.
Yeah.
use Netball. Let's get Grass Energy.
Oh, Netball lets you get grass energy
Yeah.
or okay.
So it's, you remember Fog Crystal?
Yeah.
It's the same thing but older.
Okay.
For grass.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, same idea.
Who would have thought a Pokeball can let you grab an energy too?
You know what? I'll knock it. Just try it. All right. Netball use. The turn ward is going to go on Celebi for sure. And then I'm going to energy draw 3, 2, 3. Power circulation. Forest breath. Attach for turn. Buddy popping.
You're a monster. Looks like a toadstool.
I do what I want.
Ah. Is the third one going to come out and play?
Checking. Yep, that's right. Okay.
Oh no.
That's it. That's all I need for it. So for those of you keeping track at home, that means I have prized a Skitty and I have prized one of my Celebi.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. No, it's very unpleasant. One to retreat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Slimo Calling, or sorry, Calling Rush rather, does 80 plus damage, which says stick does 4 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon having Grass Energy. I currently have one Pokemon on my bench that has Grass Energy attached, which means I am doing a whopping 120 damage to your 300 HP behemoth.
Yep. Yeah. Blissful Blast for, let's see,
120, no, 100.
100. Yep.
Yeah, it's not powerful.
Nope.
Drop turn.
You said 100 or 120?
100.
Okay.
Because you have 3 energy attached. None of them are powerful colors,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
where you would have gotten an extra 20, but
Yeah.
they're not powerful colors. So, energy draw for 3. Versus Seeker. For Arpin. Playing Arpin.
You possibly. Oh, well, yeah. More power.
Over 1,000. U-turn board and netball. I'm gonna get Grass Energy with netball.
Game one's looking pretty decent.
I mean, this is the best of one anyway.
I mean, yeah.
So.
I think Blissey has so much more potential
Yeah, Blissey's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
It's just had a slow start as well.
Yeah.
And then I was going to use. You turn board on this stuff, Caddy. And I'm going to attach for turn here.
Okay. Haven't used your other ability yet to.
Yeah, but he's been active for that. So
Oh, yeah.
no dice there. But I can still attack you for 140.
Yes. Blissful Blast for another 100.
Drop a turn. Energy drop for 3. Power circulation. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like power circulation and energy draw loop.
Right?
It's pretty fun.
It is.
To attach for turn. And I think I just take the knockout.
Yep.
Knockout Blissey. Okay.
We'll do capture energy onto the Blissey V. Get another Blissey. And then do fast call.
Okay.
To get Arvin.
Yep.
Use Arvin. To get battle compressor.
Oh Lord, he coming.
He cometh indeed. And then use battle compressor.
Mm-hmm.
Do it for retreat.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna smack me for 40?
Yeah, I must make it for 40, and then that's gonna lead up to the big smackdown.
Drop turn. Yeah, Celebi. Good ball. Discarding anybody popping. The Shaman Prism Star.
What did Shaman Prison Star do?
Shaman Prism Star has an attack called Flower Storm that is 30 times damage. This attack does 30 damage times the amount of basic energy attached to all of your Pokemon. All of my Pokemon.
Okay.
Not your Pokemon.
Okay. Well, I'm like, this doesn't run any basics. Butterfingers.
Bacon lard return.
Bacon lard. Okay. No, you had that's taco fingers.
Energy draw.
You've used that how many times now?
You. Should mark it. Let's not forget that I've used it.
That test return?
Yeah, it'll be a test return. $240 right now. Have yet to use a supporter card this turn, right?
Correct. You have not used the
I'm
supporter
gonna
card.
Guzma up your. Let's Guzma up your squishy Blissey.
You're a monster.
And then I'm going to switch this guy out to Celebi.
I just realized I can't use 80 my versus seekers whatsoever.
Power circulation.
Yeah.
To get the one back. Forest breath.
Onto
to attach to Celebi. And I'm gonna retreat.
For the knockout.
4, 5 bench Pokemon now. 5 times 200, 280. So
yeah,
calling rush for 280.
Fast call.
Mm-hmm.
Research.
Mm-hmm.
Blissful Blast for the knock. Big knock.
Yeah, it's It's he doesn't have that much HP. He has 30, I think. So.
Yeah.
Turn. Worst breath. Power circulation. Touch return. Sticker.
Yep.
Use Meteoropagos.
Yep. Best game.
I think so. Double check real quick just to make sure, but I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bench Pokemon with energy attached. It's 200 base plus the 80, 280. Terapagos, yes, it is knocked out.
Yeah.
Dude, my pricing was bad.
Oh yeah.
My pricing was so bad, like 3 energy in there. Okay, let's look at the deck lists.
Yep. Because what I should have done was, I misplayed so bad.
We talk about that here in a second. All right, up first, we have the Celebi Grass Box. So I'm the author of both these lists. And these are first drafts. My opinion on Celebi Grass Box: the power circulation energy draw combo is phenomenal. I love it. What I don't love is the number of energy in this deck. I think it's too low. 9 is not enough. It should be probably 10 or 11. Cards I did not think were useful. Clara, honestly. I basically held on to it for basically the entire game. I didn't think it was useful.
Really?
Power circulation pretty much did what Clara was going to do. Like, I know Clara obviously can get back Pokemon too, which would have been good, like, if you knocked out my Celebi.
Yeah.
But I also know, like, Garbage Run could just cycle back in the deck and get it back out later. So
Yeah.
I don't think Clara really needs to be in there. I also don't think Jacques really belongs either.
Yeah.
Jacques is not bad, and in an item lock heavy meta, it's probably still really good. And Banette is still a known quantity, like it still exists, but it probably isn't important enough to
Yeah,
bother.
no, I agree.
But I would probably just include a couple of extra energy for that. The other thing that I'm kind of really wanting, honestly, is, and I think it was Caleb that said this when I was first putting this list together, I want an Earthen Vessel, or at the very least, Professor's Letter. Professor's Letter would probably be just fine. Not in place of the Nest Ball, I think, or Netball rather. I think Netball's still very good. I think just in addition to it, maybe going down an Evolution Incense or going down something else. Yeah, just that.
Yeah, you were pretty much hitting all of your targets with the skitties because of the draw possibilities on that alone is useful. Plus, you were hitting your marks every single time without relying on Jacques or
Well, again, Jacques is there because of his ability to get a couple of evolution Pokemon, and there would have been situations where it could have been useful. Like I could have gotten both of the Delcatty that I needed, the energy draw and power circulation.
Right.
I didn't, but I could have.
Yeah, you could.
Another inclusion I question, honestly, is the Versus Seeker version of a Delcatty, or not? Delcatty, the one from Celestial Storm. I think it's good. I just don't know how relevant it actually is.
I agree with you on the.
I think it's mostly because I'm only running 3 Skitty. I think if I had a 4th one in there, it might be better.
I also agree with Clara because yes, you could energy and Pokemon of either both or all categories aside.
And then honestly, that Toadscroll, the retreating one, I probably just don't need it because for the most part, I'm retreating Celebi usually with a U-turn board. I just don't think I need the Toadscroll would be cool if you like end up starting a Zacian or starting something bulky, but I don't know that it's really necessary. And even I think Shaman Prism Star probably just didn't get a chance to shine there. I think it actually might have been okay, but I don't know. It might still not be enough for Shaman Prism Star to be relevant. Oh, and although the deck did function, it did what it was supposed to do.
What was the A spec of this deck?
So the A spec in this deck is Computer Search.
Okay. Yeah, because you never once used it at all.
No, I had it in my hand for the last several turns of the game. I just didn't need it.
Right. Nor did you use the Force Sealstone, which I can see with the Zacian.
The Force Sealstone would have been useful earlier on in the game, but I didn't end up needing it because I didn't get Zacian V out early enough. Correct. And I had opportunities to get the Zacian V down, but at that point, I no longer really needed to just search for a card. I had what I needed.
Yeah.
Like I would have searched for an energy probably, and it would have not been that useful. I could have just power circulated them back. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Force Sealstone, Computer Search may not be the right A spec for this deck, and I'm wondering what it might be. If it's not that, I don't know. It's worth playing around with. Life Dew could be fun. I would have to run some recursion
because
for it.
You can use it with Arvin.
You can, but at the same time, like without recursion, like Lana's fishing rod, it's not super good. Yeah, so I don't know for sure if that's even worth it. But I mean, there are certainly other A specs to try to play with and see if maybe there's something worth including. As people who are watching this video, if you have ideas for what the best A spec for this deck could be, leave that in the comments so we can kind of tinker with it. And then the other deck we had here, it had a bit of a rough start, to put it nicely.
Ideally, every card was on point, and the pricing for this game was unfortunately a Hoot, a Double Energy, a Quick Ball, a Greninja. The Greninja, Marnie, and Powerful Energy, ideally that pricing alone would have that sets me back a bit much.
The Double Colorless Energy hurts a little, but honestly, the Greninja hurts more than anything, I think.
Yeah, because there were times where like, okay, I'm pulling off the attack, but I do not have any energy in my discard pile, and there's only there's only two real ways to get energy into the discard, and that's either with Greninja or Battle Compressor, in which frankly,
I mean, you do also have retreating. You have quick ball.
right,
You have a few ways.
true, and
Research.
yeah, there's research. So
And Guzma.
Guzma Hollow, yeah. Ideally, this deck is pretty straightforward, pretty strong. And Carmine.
Yeah.
There's also Carmine, which honestly, being able to do that turn one is
It's bonkers.
it is super bonkers to get rid of all this energy and that you want in the discard and be like, yes, that ideally would have been preferable if I had started off with Carmine. But overall, the deck is pretty useful. I would probably take out one max potion because ideally you're going to be going after either Blissey or the Tropicos for this type of thing. So ideally, I do like max potion because it does take away all. It makes you heal and discard all the energy you want off of it. So it's pretty useful.
Well, so the combo here for max potion, for those of you who aren't figuring this out, what you do is you scramble switch. So you scramble switch all the energy onto a different Blissey, and then max potion the one you just pull all the energy off of.
Right.
That way you're not losing any energy, but you no longer have a squishy Blissey on the board, right?
True.
So you're making it so they cannot take the easy prize cards that way.
True.
I think it's still pretty good to have the two. And if you don't have one that's super powered up, you can use it that way too.
True.
So.
Yeah. Overall, I would not take out any cards from this deck. Although the one downside about playing up against the Toad Squirrel was me not being able to use any of my Versus Seekers because of a certain Pokemon that was in play.
Slime Ball Colony.
Yeah, the Slime Ball Colony. Yeah, that prevents cards being added from discard back into hand from either support
trainer cards or abilities.
Yeah. So that kind of hurt a little bit, considering I could have been able to use Arvin or Research or Carmine even better.
Yeah, Carmine would have been super good for you too.
I would have liked to use Marnie maybe like one time to drop hand size.
But overall, I mean, both these decks did function. They both obviously could probably use some tweaking. I do think MVP in this game for you was probably Winona.
Yes.
Winona was really good for you.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, overall these decks do function. If you have ideas for how we can improve them going forward, especially the Celebi Grass Box, because I definitely have thoughts about the Celebi Grass Box.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know in the comments. Let's see what you got.
Yep.
Anyway, this is it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.